So I remember when I started back doing YouTube videos and doing content on social media, I had a discussion with somebody and they were telling me how they enjoyed me singing. They wanted to hear me sing. They preferred to hear me sing, and how my voice was something that made them happy. And for some reason, I got to thinking about this, and I'm sharing this because I feel like this is a classic example of how people sometimes will try to manipulate you into seeing your gifts in the way that they want you to see them. And how sometimes people are not necessarily direct in how they feel about your craft or what it is that you're doing. So they say little subtle things to change your direction. I could have easily started singing again to appease this person, to, create a new audience if that's what I felt called to do. Don't get me wrong, I still love to sing, and maybe eventually that's something I will start doing again in the future. But it's not that this was said out of maliciousness. It was said because there was a discomfort with me sharing my voice in a new way. The fact that I'm sharing my thoughts and I'm sharing my experiences and my perspective, this was something that didn't sit well with this person. And so instead of just saying that, they didn't prefer me to share my thoughts or use my voice in this new way. They decided to get me to shift my focus and return to my old ways, my previous content, which was singing. And I didn't think about it like that at the time, but with time, things start to reveal themselves, and I realized where that comment had came from. It wasn't because my voice of singing was more admirable. It was because my voice of truth telling was uncomfortable. And so, with that being said, sometimes it's so important to be able to listen to what's not being said, to listen to what's underneath the conversation. Because a lot of times people will tell on themselves without telling on themselves when you take the time to fill in the blanks. So, needless to say, I feel like sharing my voice, speaking, and, doing readings has been a journey. But it was something that I decided to do because I needed to do it and I felt drawn and called to do it. So, in these instances, when you decide to make a shift in your life that is different, people are either going to support you or they're going to try to revert you back to what's comfortable for them.